Btooom is a world sensation game where players must use bombs called well to defeat other players to survive and survive. An OTA is a 22-year-old guy who dropped out of school and got addicted. In the game he treats his mother badly and refuses to get a job despite her pleas. His abusive behavior towards her stems from his hatred for his mother's new husband. After his parents' divorce he quickly rises to the top and becomes the best player in Japan and one of the top 10 players in the world. In the game he even marries a girl named Rimiko in the game, to the point that he really falls in love with her and wants to meet her one day, and then wakes up with and finds himself hanging from a tree branch attached to a parachute. To make matters worse, he discovers a chip implanted in his hand suddenly, and he discovers a white bag full of mysterious cubes. Curiosity gets the better of him, and he presses a button on the cube, triggering a countdown. Ryouta throws the cube before the countdown, only to find out that they were bombs as Ryouta walks to the beach. He is confronted by a man who seems to know what is, but instead of answers the man starts throwing bombs at Ryouta. Ryouta runs for his life until he reaches a cliff where he jumps into the water, not before leaving a beautiful parting gift that blows the psychopath literally upon reaching the shore. And another realizes the terrible truth that he is living a real version of the video game. Looking for answers, he decides to take the bombs from the other guy, the island, to understand what is. While the Ryouta explores the island, he comes across a beautiful blonde girl under a waterfall, but when she realizes that fear takes over, and she runs away as fast as she can. Determined to find her. However, Ryouta's search leads to an unexpected encounter with Tara, an old man, unleashing a huge toilet behind a bush. Despite the strange presentation, Tara reveals what happened on the plane. The players receive several types of grenades, including those with timers, explosive impacts, tracking features, tracking capabilities, fire starting abilities, remote control options, and even a grenade that creates a black hole. As Ryouta seemed to know about the game, he got an electric shock to the head, causing him to lose his memory. Tara also reveals that the only way off the island is to collect 8 tokens, which means killing at least one person or 7 with no other choose, to increase his chances of survival. While the river, together he cross paths with Kira, another player in this deadly game, in search of vengeance. 4 years of abuse has just killed his own father to take his grenades. Despite attempts to reason with Kira, the young psychopath chases Tara, ends up tripping and breaking his leg, forcing Ryouta to go alone against Kira. Things take a dangerous turn when Kira throws his black hole grenade and explosive grenade at Ryouta. Miraculously, he manages to avoid being hit by throwing his bag on him. As the fight intensifies, Ryouta gets behind Kira and throws a grenade at him. Surprisingly, the girl standing on a cliff. Ryouta approaches her cautiously without warning. The girl throws a grenade into the forest, causing a scorching gas to melt everything in its path. Ryouta runs out of the forest and finds the parade in front of him. Ryouta tries to escape, but she throws a grenade at him, screaming that all men are his enemies, refusing to back down. Ryouta attacks her, dodging her teaser. However, when he falls, he helps her by making her say hit her own case and knocks her unconscious. Moments later she wakes up and is carried by Ryouta. She activates a timer grenade, fearing that Ryouta will her body, as several other guys have tried, but he deactivates, showing that he is not like the others. Then the girl says her name is Riko and cries. Ryouta takes pity on her and invites her to join her team. The group shares information, and Nico reveals that he found out why everyone was. Apparently someone had sent letters to people asking if they wanted to make someone they hated disappear. All they had to do was fill out do was to fill out information about that person and the person would disappear. It seems that everyone on the island is there because at least one person hates them. Remiko suspects that his own friends might be responsible for his situation, while Tara has been targeted as a boss. Idiot as Ryouta is found out that his own mother sent him to the island, was always yelling and arguing, insulting her and breaking her heart. At the moment when the group is processing this information, they hear a noise in the bushes. Suddenly they see dragons from Komodo lizards, giant carnivores approaching them. As they escape two ferocious Komodo dragons to a safe place while he goes back to get his supplies, but before they can get far away, Dara is bitten in the leg by one of the deadly lizards. Luckily, Ryouta manages to chase the mortal beasts with a timely grenade, and the group finds refuge in an abandoned building. While they rest, Ryouta notices that Rimiko is looking at a picture of himself dressed in cosplay. He tries to make conversation, but Rich pushes away, declaring that he doesn't trust men. Suddenly the radar beeps, making Rimiko go into panic. Then Massage Implacable appears out of nowhere and attacks he tries to save him, but Massage dodges his attack and cuts off Tara's fingers. Ryouta tries to strike back with a stun gun, but Massage Tree, having dreamed of joining hands in the game like this while he was back. Tyron reports that Massage took the Rimiko, leaving Ryouta devastated. Then he sees the Rich's cell phone wallpaper and recognizes that she is the same girl who he married in the online game. This new hope takes him to save her. Meanwhile, in another abandoned rickety building, is tied to a massage bed, her Shuichi partner by her side. They want to torture her but are interrupted when they detect Riot has her radar, leading them to search for him. Ryouta manages to get to the room where Rimiko is being held captive. He is untied and the two escape together. Rita throws a grenade that kills Shuichi, but Masax reaches out and keeps him. Rich on the point of a knife sees a chance to attack, but Massage kicks him in the abdomen. Shuichi falls to the ground while Masax folds Ryota's arm back. Ryouta begins to value his life, wishing he had the chance to meet the real Rimiko. Then, in a moment of bravery, Rimiko throws himself into Massage, only to be thrown away. But at that moment, I think she realizes too late that Rimiko has activated a burning dice grenade that catches fire, and the duo run to escape but find themselves cornered with only one opening above. Ryouta reaches the opening and gets up, but Massage grab and Miko, thinking Ryouta quickly throws a timer grenade. As they hug tightly, the bomb goes off, making the ground below them. Rimiko then questions why he would go to such lengths, would make such an effort to save her without hesitate. Ryouta reveals that he did it because he cared about her. He cared about her, thinking that she was the same rich girl he knew online. She is happy to hear that she is the true Rimiko, yet at the same time she is deeply saddened that, unable to open up to him and reveal the truth lost in her thoughts, she dreams of her virtual marriage with Fool, wishing that he is safe in her arms. Suddenly she wakes up, finds a sinister figure swooping down above her and cries out in fear, and another in action, scanning her surroundings with her radar, but nothing appears. But as soon as he lets his guard down, a woman attacks him from behind, but Ryouta is quick to react, kicking her and leaving her unconscious. The woman's name is Sheik. She has been on the island for 6 months, and her ex lured her to take her last ship and leave the island. While enemy Ryouta check Tara, they come across a doctor named Dante. He has just taken care of Tara's injuries, seeing as his responsibility to save lives. While they rely on the doctor's skills, Ryouta continues to be cautious. Suddenly, a plane drops food supplies on the island, drawing the attention of the group as they run towards the suitcase. Parachute, they pick up a radar signal from nearby competitors, where Ryouta sees his old friend Oda also chasing the same suitcase, determined to get their hands on the merchandise. The two old friends, while he recovers Ryouta, pull out their cracker goods and throw them one against the other. Then the suitcase full of supplies ended up on the beach, where Ryouta spotted D picking it up, then Ryouta, suspicious where he detected that Davi set a trap. Ryouta cautiously approached the suitcase or bit the detonation button in his mouth. Suddenly explosions went off everywhere. However, Ryouta was smarter than, cleverer than the cause. He never came close to the danger. When Oda realizes that Ryouta is still alive, he throws a well on him, but Ryouta dives into the sea to avoid him while the wave walks away with the suitcase of food. Ryouta falls to the ground completely without energy. Rich and Dante arrive, and in a moment of rhythmic relief he embraces Ryouta, taking them by surprise in this way. After they regrouping, Dante informs the team that Terra's injuries are getting worse due to the Komodo dragon's poison, so Rimiko tells Ryouta that they should go to Murasaka's house, insists on bringing Dante along. Terra expresses his fear of being alone again, but Ryouta assures him that they will soon be back. During the contagious Rimiko journey, about a fight she had with another girl while he was fighting with Wave, revealing that Dante threw a grenade at her, making Rimiko believe that he is dangerous. However, Ryouta began to trust Dante, tells Rimiko to try to do the same. As they separate to look for medicine, Dante finishes packing some medicine, asking Ryouta to trust him. Idiot receives the case. However, Ryouta feels that something is wrong and signals to Rimiko with his radar, where Miko warns that the case is a trap, and when Dante presses the button, Ryouta is caught in the explosion. Rimiko is filled with worry and uncertainty, is far from being found, so Dante, the doctor they trusted, approaches her and demands to know how she discovered her trap. But before he can act, Chike appears and attacks him from behind, because 10 minutes before asked Chike, who was a nurse, for a medicine to save Terra's life, while Sheik pointed to the medicine room, she saw her instant that attracted her in the past, as soon as she reveals that the briefcase contains a remote control grenade and rhymes to warn Ryouta back to the present. Sheik trying to get Ryouta out, who's on another roof pretending to run away. Dante chases after Sheik for a chase, and as she gets closer he detonates the wall near her, causing her to lose her balance and fall, and Miko is seized with pain as she struggles to survive without Ryouta by her side, so by her face as she regrets not having confessed her true identity to him. Suddenly Dante throws a cracker grenade at her, but it bounces off her chest and harmlessly. Dante even realizes that he can't press the button, and checking his radar he fakes Ryouta is still alive, and another reveals that he threw the suitcase across the room and jumped into a basement. When Dante tried to trick him, he takes the grenade that Dante threw and declares that his former naive self is gone. Dante runs and leads Ilhoda close to the trap he has set, but Ryouta is too smart for Dante's tricks now and reveals that he moved the trap. Then the wall near Dante detonates, knocking him out in the process. While Rimiko asks Ryouta if he will kill Dante, tells them not to get their hands dirty because this is her battle, so she puts his gun near Dante's neck, who starts to cry, deciding to take care of him. As they return, Ryouta and Rimiko suddenly find themselves under attack by Terra, who has gone mad and is now after them because the Komodo dragon has affected Terra, causing him to have hallucinations and delusions. In his state of madness, he believes that they have abandoned him and that he has enough chips to escape the island without them. Ryouta is surprised by Terra's sudden attack and demands that he stops, but the situation only intensifies when Terra throws is connected to them, one of which is able to rebound, causing it to detonate harmlessly on the ground using his radar. Ryouta tries to locate and understand the situation because he feels guilty for Terra and for repeating the same mistakes, his father's mistakes. While the Ryouta reflects about his past, he realizes that he was wrong. To think that adults were selfish. Suddenly the illusion is gone, but Ryouta finds it hard to accept the reality of the enemy approaches to protect him while she strikes a pose familiar from the game. Ryouta is convinced that she is the real Rimiko, only then connected, determined to kill Ryouta and Rimiko, but now Ryouta is not willing to give up. So he takes the Binho deactivates before using his radar to locate, and the dragons of Komodo surround him while Tara apologizes to his enemy, his son, his wife. He realizes the error of his. Then he turns to the good, ending his life. Ryouta mourns the loss of Tara, feeling the weight of his death on his shoulders more. The wealthy go to him in the hope of offer some comfort, where instead he hears Tara's desire to leave the island. Offers her exploring chips so that he leaves without her, with tears streaming down her face. She insists that Ryouta must kill her and leave. Of course, Ryouta refuses and admits that he finally sees her as the true Rimiko he was looking for, reaching out and taking her hand. With his heart beating rapidly from where without hesitation he leans in and kisses her with a new sense of purpose, because now he swears that they left the island together as a couple and started a new life together when they succeed. That way we're done. Comment on Ryouta for you to join the video and win your heart too. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel that you have not activated to receive more animes like this. Until the next bye.